Hey guys, it's Nate, and today I'm going to give you a little bit of a breakdown on the history of the voice changers used in the Scream franchise. So, as you all know, the killers in the Scream films, when they make the phone calls, that way you don't know who the killer is, their voice is disguised using a some type of voice changer, which we're going to get into. Um, and also, as we all know, it's not really the actors using a voice changer. It's actually an amazing voice actor, Roger L. Jackson, gracious enough to come to our Scream event, Scream Comes Home, that I did with Anthony Massey with Massey Media. And Roger Jackson is actually the voice of Ghostface. So, spoiler alert, sorry to ruin it for you guys, but there's no voice changer, at least yet, that's going to make you sound anything like Roger Jackson. Now, having said that, what are we going to take a look at today? We're going to take a look at the voice changers that were used in the Scream franchise, and we're just going to kind of break them down a little bit. I'm going to give you some details that you may or may not know about them. So let's start with Scream 1. So the first time we see the voice changer is at the end when the killers are revealed to be Stu Macher and Billy Loomis, and Billy and Stu are kind of passing the voice changer back and forth and taunting Sidney with it. So that voice changer was a one of a kind prop that was built for the film. And that prop was actually based off of a real world existing at the time voice changer. Um, and I have one here. So this is the original voice changer that the prop in the film is based off of. So just so we're clear, complete transparency. This is not the prop. This is not screen use. This is not at all. This is an original real world voice changer, real world telephone voice changer that was the kind of the template for the one that was built for the film. The one that was built for the film, this one actually is a voice changer. It does change your voice. Doesn't make you sound like Roger Jackson again, of course, but it is a functioning voice changer. The one that was built for the film was not functioning. It was just a white box. It was actually this part here is what really is almost the same. But instead of having this kind of like rounded edge, the one in the film's a little bit longer and it's boxier. Like it's more of a rectangle shaped and it doesn't round off. It's got like the corners like the whole way around. It doesn't have the colored buttons. And it just lights up whenever they would push the button. Wasn't even actually a functioning voice changer. But again, this is the model that the Scream 1 voice changer was based off of. These are really hard to find now. Really, really hard to find. They do still make this model, which I will get into here when we get into the later movies. But they don't have the same design. Like this is different. This is the main thing that's different. A lot of the stuff that's printed on it, like that black bold telephone voice changer with the little handset on it, that's not on them anymore. The ones that you can get today. So this version, I guess we'll say, of the Scream, the voice changer that was used to make the prop for the first Scream. This particular version of it is very rare, very hard to find. I actually remember getting this off the internet. I remember like searching like it was a real thing. I was gonna find the exact same one as a kid when I was 13 when Scream came out, and finding a website that sold these. And I remember it was money order or COD only. For those of you who don't know COD, I don't know if they do it anymore. It's cash on delivery. It's literally like the company would send it to you and you would have to pay like the mailman or the UPS guy when he came. It was like whatever your total was, you'd have to pay him in cash before he'd give you the package. But I remember it was $39 with $6 shipping. So I remember it was $45 to get this back in the day, and I just thought, oh my god, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna sound exactly like the guy from Second. That sound like nothing like it. Nothing like it. But I still have it, and I'm glad I still have it because, like I said, this version is extremely rare, extremely hard to find. They don't make them like this anymore. I actually still have the packaging it came in somewhere. I don't have it. I wish I had it to show you, but it came in like a pinkish purple box with like a robotic hand, and it's just kind of like sitting in the hand. It's really strange. But yeah, so there it is. So this is again, one last time, this is the real world voice changer that was used to make the prop voice changer that you see in the first Scream film. Now, moving on to Scream 2. The voice changer is only seen one time for a very brief split second. At the end, again, when the killer's revealed, Mickey removes his mask, appears to pull the voice changer out of his mask, implying that it was somehow stuffed down inside the chin. Of course, I tried that back in the day. I tried to stuff it. It's way too big. Can you imagine that? Like wearing a mask with that? I mean, this is like one of the newer masks, but still, like, look at that. Like, are you really gonna wear that? Like, I mean, I can't imagine. So he kind of briefly pulls it out and says, "Surprise, Sydney," but he's holding it like this. Like, you literally only see this much of it when he's holding it, the way he's holding it, and then he drops it. Really hard to tell. I do know it's not the same one that was used in Scream 1. Was it one of these that he was just holding away that covered up? Where this is all you see? Maybe. I actually don't know. I just know that you can see no writing or markings or anything on it. So for all we know, it was just like a white plastic box that they just used because you were only going to see it for a split second. Could have been this. Could have been just a white plastic box, but regardless, that's the only appearance it makes in the second Scream film. Now, where things get interesting is Scream 3. So in Scream 3, as you know, the voice changer is much more high-tech, much more advanced, and he's able to actually copy other people's voices and use them. So he can switch from, like, Cotton to Dewey to Gale to Sydney to The Voice. Really crazy. Really, I love the Scream 3 voice changer. I was close to owning the actual one. Again, it was a prop that was built for the film. It's not a real functioning voice changer. Unfortunately, I was unable to acquire it. The person just kind of backed out last minute from the sale. And someday, I'm hoping to get it someday. But I do have some photos here that we'll put up. This kind of shows you how the voice changer was built and how it worked. It's basically a hollow aluminum shell that you could like fold open, and it had the little red LED lights in there that lit up when you press the buttons. That was basically how it worked. So really cool. Again, not based on anything real world at all. Completely fabricated and manufactured and made specifically for the movie. So that was Scream 3's voice changer. Scream 4, there is no voice changer. They really played into like the modern day at the time, 2011. You know, smartphones were just being like, everybody has a smartphone now. Everybody has an iPhone, and apps were the big thing. So to play into that, it was like, oh, anybody can be Ghostface's voice at any time because there's an app. It's an app that does it. Well, you don't have the app, so you can't sound like Ghostface. So in Scream 4, there's no physical voice changer, no voice changer prop. Basically, it is just a smartphone app that allows you to sound like Ghostface. So that's Scream 4. Now, we get to Scream 2022. We go back, interestingly enough, to the physical voice changer. And this time, for the first time in any Scream film, again, you don't see the voice changer till the end of the movie. You see a light during the hospital scene where bloop turns it on and it lights up. You can see it light up. So they've got it like in their neck or somewhere, like I don't know. So they're able to talk through the costume and disguise their voice. But at the end, when the killers are revealed, they are using what is the current version of this. So again, this is the original version of this is a real world working voice changer, and this is the model. This is the way it looked that you could get it back in like the 90s, like 95, 96, 97. This is what that voice changer looks like today. So you can see the similarities. You can also see the differences. I'll show you the back. So original, new version. Original, new version. Because I should have it like lined up so you can actually see the sides. So there you can kind of see the difference. It's even like a different color gray. It definitely feels cheaper. I mean, they're both cheap. They're just cheap. Like these should be at the dollar store for $1. That's how cheap they are. Yeah, so this is the current modern day version of this. And this is what is used in the new Scream 2022 film by the Killers. So they actually just used a real world working voice changer as the prop. And lights up just like it does in the movie when it's through the costume and when the killer is revealed and is holding it and starts talking into it. But as I said, you're not going to sound like Roger Jackson. I know this is hilarious, but this is seriously what these things actually sound like. You can mess with the pitch, but you're never going to sound like Roger Jackson, so you got to suspend disbelief a little bit there. What's your favorite scary movie? You know, if you really used one of these, they'd be like, what? I can't even hear you. Who is this? Is that you using a voice changer, Nate? Like, you can totally hear your own voice behind the fake, modified voice. So yeah, so you can actually get these a lot of places because, like I said, they're just cheap, like throwaway things. I mean, they're very cheap. They just take a 9-volt battery. These, I think you can get these on eBay for like $20. I would honestly recommend picking one up if you're a collector, just because I can tell you, like, this guy's hard as shit to find. And if I were to throw this on eBay, it would go for a lot of money because this one is highly sought after because it's very close to looking almost identical to what was used in Scream 1. Whereas this one is like exactly what they used in Scream 2022. So the fact that, and this isn't even the first design change. For a couple years there, these were blue. They were making these, they were blue. They weren't gray anymore. So they do periodically change the design. They change the buttons. They change the wording. They change like the size of this. They change the color of it. They do change it from time to time. So this version, this exact version that's used in Scream 2022, it's not going to be around forever. It's not going to be available forever. So I would try to pick one up if you're interested, because you don't want to decide like 5 years down the road, like, oh, maybe I'll get one of those for my collection, and then you come and find out they look different now, and you know you can't get these anymore unless you pay like triple what you would have paid on eBay. So that's it, guys. That is the, I guess you call it the Scream franchise voice changer guide. I wish I had one of the props to show you. Trust me, I have been trying to find the original voice changer prop from Scream 1 for a long time. I've had a couple of really close calls. Had even one instance where we thought we found it. Turned out it wasn't it, unfortunately. But I'm still looking. I still have some places that we're checking. I've got some people helping me that worked on the film. So hopefully if it's out there, someday I'll be able to get my hands on it. And someday, hopefully, I'll be able to get my hands on the Scream 3 one, because that's really all I need to complete my Ghostface collection with Scream 3. You know, I have the knife, I have the boots, I have the costume, I have the mask, the whole shebang. I just need that voice changer. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's the Scream franchise. That's the Scream franchise voice changer guide. didn't really know where this video was going to go. I just kind of decided, like, you know, there's not really a lot of information on YouTube. I didn't see any other videos out there talking about the different voice changers used in the films, real world or not. So I thought it would be fun to kind of give you guys some information that you may have already known. Maybe some of you didn't know. But yeah, I got more Scream content coming, guys. So thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe.